adding a couple of my answers onto that Google Doc. Just one.
Oh, that's great. Then we can see it.
Yeah, so see if it works. See if you can, if it's there. I don't know.
I didn't want to put anything on there because I didn't know what you were writing, like, because we only have 100 words, so, or a couple hundred words, so I haven't done anything yet.
Well, okay, my understanding was that within each answer there needs to be 100 words at least.
Yeah, 100 to 120. No, that's what I mean. But like, if you're like, for example, your summarization, if it was already 200 words and I wrote something, so I just
Oh, yeah.
haven't added anything to anything.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so can you see it though that it's there?
Yeah, I totally can.
Okay, because that's I didn't know if I was
Yeah, I totally can.
because I couldn't find anywhere that says save.
So
So I guess it just automatically saves.
it saves automatically. You don't have to push save. It's saving as you're typing.
Wow.
In fact, if you're typing, I can see you typing. Here,
Really?
watch. I'll start typing. I'll be anonymous something or other.
Okay.
Can you see me typing?
Which, oh yeah. And it even says your name. Oh wow.
Does it say my
I
name?
can't read what you're saying though.
I'm just showing you.
I know. Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to lead the discussion just so we get going.
Awesome.
Sure.
Unless someone else wants to do it.
No, I'm all for you.
Nope. All right. So, question number 1, briefly summarize the case. And I'm just going to read what you've written on here, Mimi, since it's already done. Peter and Janet were a married couple who did not have a close relationship of emotional intimacy. They had not come from families with good examples of love and problem solving. They lost a baby early in their marriage and did not ever talk about feelings about it. This created distance in their relationship that was fraught with loneliness, overwhelm, and wrongful conclusions. They had several more children, ending with a set of twin boys. When the boys were 6, one died from sudden illness. This experience served to bring the family together. The parents took on the perspective, we don't know how long we have with any of these kids. They expressed appreciation and affection more openly. They were more patient and relied on each other more.
Yeah, so if there's anything you guys want to add.
Okay.
Yeah, so if there's anything you guys want to add.
I'm just checking the word count on that.
How do you do that?
So it's 130
How do you
words.
do that?
Probably just.
Oh, I'm putting it in my I don't know how to do it in Google Docs or if I even can, so I just put it in Word so I can check word count.
Okay.
Okay, I think that sounds good. The only thing, there was one grammatical thing that I was a little worried about, but I can fix that later. Okay, list any principles or concerns from the course that can be applied in offering help or direction for this family. Nicole, did you have thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm thinking, I mean, I always go straight to this just because of the person I am and the experiences I've had, but I mean, therapy definitely would be probably really helpful for this family just to know how to deal with these certain things. Obviously, in the end, they did figure it out, but they probably should have been in therapy from the get-go, considering that that wasn't his original child and the different difficulties that they had with their son that died and that he didn't know, just things like that. I'm always a huge advocate for therapy, so that's probably the number one thing I would have had.
I actually really agree. It seems like they went through. Yeah, it seems like they went through several years of just not communicating well and not, lining up their needs very well. And I agree therapy would have been super helpful for the family.
Sometimes in a relationship, like no matter how solid you are, you just need a mediator. Like you can't communicate by yourself, so you have to have somebody else that can see it from an unbiased point of view and help you organize your thoughts. together.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes that's very helpful. Okay. I thought that the ABCX model might have been helpful at several times during their. Sorry, I'm. Okay. I thought the ABCX model, like there were several incidences that they went through, and the ABCX model would have helped them to kind of be on the same page about what happened and what their needs were and what they were feeling and thinking, and especially after the birth of their first boy, I believe it said they didn't talk about it. They was kind
Yeah.
of, and that would have really helped them to grieve and grieve together. And so I thought that would have been helpful.
Yeah, I agree with you there definitely because it's such a simple model where it breaks down the facts and you can't
Yes.
argue with it. And when you're looking at the actual facts and you're not looking at the emotional side of everything that they have to deal with eventually, that makes it so
Right.
easier just to communicate and be like, okay, look, this is the list, literal list of the facts, and now we have to deal with the emotional stuff together as a couple instead of individually.
Yeah. Mimi, did you have thoughts? I mean, there's some more I could go through, but I don't want to be the only one talking.
Well, I was just adding a couple of the other things that I had in some of the other parts before we got to it. So this one, I don't know, I'm just still trying to get oriented to the way this works. So I can see now there's like, okay, Nicole, it looks like you're listed as anonymous jackalope.
And
Yeah.
you're anonymous bat.
Yeah.
I'm anonymous what?
Bat.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. So that's weird because I can see like when Jenna puts hers on there, it says her name. So anyway, I'm just kind of disoriented.
It's because I opened it.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right. So back to that one. Yeah, we definitely need a lot more words there. Um,
Well, I think we should do some bullets and then we can make a paragraph around it afterward. We could,
Sure.
even when we're done this discussion, break up the sections and just fill it in.
That's
But
a
that way our discussion will go faster.
Yeah.
Another thing that I definitely think they need was family councils.
Oh, very good. Yes.
good.
And like I mean, I know that we should be having weekly family councils, but I think especially like specifically weekly family councils for this family would be really imperative for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
When times are stressful, especially.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean they don't have a good pattern or history with communication,
Right.
and that would really force them to communicate about things weekly.
Yes. Communication, when you haven't had it in your family of origin, is so hard.
Well, or there are families that communicate, but they do it so poorly. It's accusations and, anger and
Yes.
venting and reflecting and scapegoating rather than. And so when we go through the process of healthy family councils, and this is what it should look like, it might take a while to learn those healthy communication patterns, but I really think that's a good way to set up healthier communication patterns.
Yeah. So, teaching the family about mood logs also would be very helpful. I like that.
Anonymous armadillo.
I just noticed that too. That must be you, Nicole.
Anonymous monkey.
Oh, no, I'm a monkey. That, okay.
Because monkey isn't me. I know that.
So I wonder why. I mean, I can see how, Jenna, since you are the one that put it in there.
Oh, okay. Click.
Oh, I see you now, Nicole.
Yeah, click right next to those two bright boxes on the top right.
Oh, and you'll no longer be anonymous.
Yep,
Okay.
there we go.
I don't know. That was kind of fun, though.
That's true.
I I think something that would be helpful would be teaching the family about anxiety. Because I'm sure that they dealt with a lot of feelings of lingering anxiety after these episodes, and talking to them about how sometimes our brains are going to trigger things as dangerous when they're not. And, sometimes just being educated about that and understanding what you're feeling and being, using cognition about those kinds of things
Yeah,
really helps us to move forward or at least deal with it better.
Yeah.
that's very good. Yeah. I'm just kind of flipping.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
All right.
So we'll need to turn that into more of a paragraph later.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to put my name after that one, and I'll claim that one, and after our conversation, I will take over making that one a
Okay,
paragraph.
awesome.
If we each take one or two.
Yeah,
It'll be way faster.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And then when do we need to submit this by?
Let me check.
I thought it wasn't until Saturday,
Is it tonight or is it Saturday?
well, some
I'll
of the
check
groups,
really quick
Because
on my.
that gives us we could say by noon tomorrow we each need to just go through and make sure it's edited and then we can submit it.
that would be fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not till Saturday at the end of the week because some of the groups aren't even
I
meeting.
think it's
It's
Saturday.
Saturday. The case study 2
That's true.
self-enroll, and then case study number 2 self-evaluation.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna say probably Saturday.
Okay. Okay, let's move on. I mean, I can fill this in and I can come up with extra ideas if I need to.
Yeah.
Relevant risks and dangers family and its members face, and I can see Mimi's put a lot in. Husband and wife live with distance between them. They aren't close partners. This causes children to not feel secure, to live in fear. Children feel as though they can't communicate because parents do not do so. In addition, it's setting up their children to be this way in adulthood. I'm glad that you brought up that pattern. That's really important.
Yeah, that was good, Nicole.
Thank you.
I think another thing, I can even type this in, that I wanted to add was just, I'm just trying to find the exact quote, sorry.
You're
fine.
I had to do some other case studies for another class this week, and now I'm like, wait, which one am I thinking about? Because I was reading both of them today.
All get muddled together, don't they? What other class do you have?
It's for family dynamics. No, family theories.
Family theories. Oh,
I had to do the same thing in my religion class, so I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, sorry, there was something I wanted to add, but then I'm like, I should just make sure that this is for this case study.
I have to say, just since we're pausing anyway, that the title of this case study, I knew there could be worse things than death. I mean, I definitely believe in that statement, but I'm having a hard time seeing how that statement is the title.
Relates to the case
Yeah.
study. I was wondering that too. I was expecting someone to be suicidal or something.
I think I do understand what they're trying to get at with it. And it's that the ideal of the family, what we're trying to say, like, this would help and this would help and this would help. The ideal of the family is that they would know that there were worse things than death
Mm.
because they had dealt with 2 of their children dying in their relationship.
Sorry, I'm in a meeting, but maybe we can do origami while I do my meeting if you find one that's easy enough. Okay, so no, it is this case study. It talks about how they're not on the same page. They both want to help each other. She's trying to do the housework and manage the kids and manage the house, but she's feeling really alone. And I think you're touching on this. And he's like, I want to help her, so he's doing more of the wrong thing.
Wrong.
And
I want to do this one. Can you do this
just
one
don't just a second, I can't hear them. And so I don't know if it's a risk or danger, but maybe it's an opportunity. But I just felt like had they been communicating better, they could have really had a solid marriage because they wanted to help each other. They wanted to be there for each other. But instead they were trying to help each other in the wrong ways.
Yeah.
Where would I put that?
What?
Important relationship considerations, maybe?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Where is that one? Okay. Yeah, so jumping to the wrong conclusions because of the lack of communication
Yeah.
provided too many ways of coming to the wrong conclusions. And so what they thought was helpful wasn't.
Didn't communicate effectively. Hey, I think we have to do one more of these group case studies. If we're in the same group, how about I set up a Google Hangout for beforehand and we can kind of fill it in. And then when instead of filling it in separately, we can fill it in as a group.
That sounds good.
That's great.
I don't know if we'll be in the same group, but just saying.
Well, we'll probably get to choose.
Yeah.
Or we could just jump right in. It did seem like most of the people were asking for evening ones, and that's too hard for me.
Same.
Yeah, days are so much better for me.
Yeah, so we can just.
But what about you, Nicole? It seemed like this was tough for you today.
The only reason it was tough was because of work. But at night, I'm pregnant, and so I get sick at night pretty bad, where I just like don't want to do anything. And my husband and I
I'm
have
sorry.
no, it is what it is, you know. But my husband and I have a set schedule with like the evenings to make our lives just a bit easier. So to meet in the evenings for me is kind of difficult because then we have to change our entire schedule, and like a part of the house doesn't get cleaned and this and that. So that's why it's normally easier to meet in the day. It just depends on what time because of work.
Yeah, do you know your schedule very far ahead?
I know it for this whole semester, so
That's great.
that's really nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then if we're in the same group again, we can just set it up around your schedule. I usually have days free. Mornings are a little bit better for me because my kids are home. Like I have 2 kids who get out of school at noon. So mornings are a little bit better for me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we
But
can.
I can do afternoons.
The earliest I go into work
So hopefully they haven't put the house in there.
is
Sorry, what?
the earliest I go into work is 10:30, so anytime before that would be fine.
Okay.
I have a Saturday
Yeah.
meeting every Saturday at 7:30, so
Also
I'm up for it.
Wow. That's great. Now somebody's an anonymous.
Okay, James is a family
Brittany.
and its members face. Live with distance between them. They're not partners. You know,
Okay, where are we?
I'm still on the, like, I feel like we have two, but there's probably more that we could add in on relevant risks and dangers that family members face.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see it now.
I don't know if it really touches on this, but I wondered if some of the kids had like some PTSD problems or serious worries or anxiety about lifelong anxiety and worries about their own kids dying or
Oh, that's
but I can see like it seems like they kind of resolved as the family went along, but it doesn't really follow each child and their cognitions.
Right.
yeah. It's definitely limited information.
So we could put it in there. We could, a concern we had would be,
Yes, that's a relevant risk or danger, definitely. So are you adding it, Jenna? Or
sure, I can. Yeah, I can totally do that. How far along are you, Nicole?
I will be 10 weeks on Sunday. So not very.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
Is
you.
this your first?
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we got married in September. So
Wow, yeah.
Oh,
You're going through a lot.
so that's
yeah.
a big year for you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, that's great. Make sure you have those family councils, right?
Yep, that's part of the
Right.
thing that we planned, you know?
Yeah, that's good. I sure wish I had had classes like this.
I'm so happy because I actually was prompted to change my my major. I was actually music education.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, so
Really?
we're different. And then we
Were
were like,
you studying voice or piano?
voice. Yeah. I've been a singer my whole life, so that was not the difficult decision to make.
Well, this will definitely benefit your family.
Oh yeah, it already has a lot. I'm really excited for tonight. Part of our plan is there's an hour and each of us get a half an hour and we pamper the other person. I'm very excited.
Nice.
Ooh,
I'm very excited for
that's
that.
a great
I'm
idea.
getting a massage.
That's great. Yeah, the information that's available now is you younger ones are so lucky. I've been married for 26 years,
That's so cool.
and it's a whole I'm coming from a whole different world. You guys are way ahead. Way ahead. Good.
No, I know there's so much good information now and great books and
Wait, say
there's
that
a lot
again.
of there's really good information out now and good books and
Oh, yes.
before our generation, I kind of feel like communication was kind of looked down on almost. But
Yeah.
now it's like communicate, 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 and the social sciences have come so far.
Yes.
This question, I'll try and add some more to it. List relevant opportunities presented to this family as the result of this crisis. Their eyes were opened to appreciating each other more patient, fighting stopped. Is this you writing, Mimi?
No.
That was me. Sorry.
That sounds really good, Nicole.
Thanks.
Hey, can I put your name on this one?
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
I'll let you.
I just had idea. That's why I was like typing because it had it like in my brain and I knew if I didn't type
Change your
it, I
mind.
would lose it.
Yeah, no, I really like that.
Oh, the parents being in their own world. Yeah, I think that there's still a lot of missing information, which of course, it's just a short case study. But it kind of made me a little fearful when just how at the end, or not the very end, but after the death of the brother, how like nobody really even talked about how things could be different. They just all acted differently.
Yeah.
While that's good on the face of it, it just leaves me wondering what's underneath it. Like they still need to talk, they still need to process, they still need to get on the same page about it because it's kind of seems to me the way why it worries me is that it presents a surface closeness but not a deep closeness. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, just
It reminded me a lot of like actually my parents. My mom is super open, but my dad like like what we were talking about how now there's so much more information and we all are communicating. We're told so much to communicate.
yeah.
And I feel like my dad grew up in the generation where he was told like you're a man, you need to act a certain way and maybe like with this husband and wife I feel like they might have been raised in that similar generational thing where men are men, women are women, you do your own jobs, but you don't need to talk about it, Like I was raised with my grandmother, and my grandmother kept telling me, like, you need to be seen and not heard.
Yeah, no.
I was like, that's not going to work for me. Because my parents were different. But, like, I felt like even now, like, if my dad has some emotion about something, I feel like he cannot communicate it properly at all. He shuts down because of that deep underlying thing that was of that generation where you need to be a man, you need to not talk about it, you don't need to cry about it, you just need to deal with what it is and move on. And that presents so many problems later with this family and this case study because there could be anger towards the parents, there can be anger towards the death that they've just never uncovered. The boy could be 16 years old and it finally comes forth, and it's going to be catastrophic, and it could be presented in so many different ways where the parents, they always like, oh, where did I go wrong? And it's the communication, the lack of the communication, and not really being not only your child's parent, but knowing your child as a person and as a friend. Like I feel like that's super important. And the family, like it was the parents and then the kids, and the kids bonded together, and the parents were just their own little entity. Sorry, that was a rant, but just a thought I had.
So true. It's so true.
I have a bit of a different perspective. My in-laws were quite dysfunctional in a lot of their communication patterns and their relationships and anyway, they're fairly dysfunctional. And my father-in-law had an accident that has left him quadriplegic. And his son and his two daughters just hated him.
Before that?
Yeah. There was a lot of hatred, and his wife was always stirring the pot and keeping the hatred boiling, and it was all about things that had happened 30, 40 years ago, that they weren't getting over, and then they'd have family councils, and they'd all just talk about how much they hated each other. It was, like, awful. But when my father-in-law had his accident, as far as I know, they haven't really talked about it. We've had some conversations about how we all needed to step up to support each other, but just a second, Caleb. Or here, just give me a second. What do you need, honey?
I'm gonna grab my charger.
I want to go on Netflix.
I'll be upstairs to turn it on in a second.
I want to go on Netflix and go to Littlefoot because
There's Littlefoot?
Yeah.
Okay, can you give me 2 minutes to finish my thought, and then I'll go upstairs and turn it on?
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. He's 5.
Aww.
but anyway, the family hasn't really talked about it, which in a lot of ways is good because they are just, when they get together and talk about things, it's always negative. They really need a therapist to mediate conversation.
Yeah.
But the whole family has changed, and the whole dynamic, a lot of the hatred was gone, and just the whole dynamic has totally, they're kinder and more pleasant, and they don't hate their dad anymore, and it's really amazing to me. And I think sometimes Heavenly Father works miracles through serious accidents and injury
Yeah.
to help and save families. And that might have been the case. And I'm sure that these kids are going to have issues from this experience. But I could see it being positive despite not having good communication about it.
Yes, definitely it's positive. I just worry about how deep it, how far down it goes in terms of being resilient for
Yeah.
things later on.
I agree. And I don't know. I think it's good that Heavenly Father understands that we're all flawed and we don't have perfect families because He can sacrifice regardless of it.
Yes, we're also.
But I agree with you. How they been able to come to
Oh, sorry. Once we embrace that, it's so helpful because pretending doesn't do anybody
yeah.
favors. It keeps us isolated.
Definitely.
Okay, where were we?
Here, I'm going to go turn on Littlefoot for my 5-year-old.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
okay.
Parenting comes first.
Yes.
Whereas I'm just staring at my cat, staring out the window, and wants to go out and looks at me and then looks out the window and looks at me and looks out the window. I'm like, you're not doing it. Sorry.
So how long have you had the cat?
We found him, gosh, 2 years ago. We were in California still. I was over, we had just gotten engaged, and my now husband, we kept finding paw prints on his like windshield.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the heck? And one day I came over and I was walking up his driveway and I just saw these eyes underneath his car and I was like, oh my gosh. And I bent down and he was just skin and bone. He obviously out on the streets for a long time, had dirt all over him. I'm like, hey, and he ran. So we took like 2 weeks and we put food out and every day we got a little bit closer to the door.
Yeah.
And then one day he came in and he would go in and out and in and out, and then after like a month, he would just be sleeping there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
He's a good kitty. Now he's fat, but better than what he was, definitely. And then we brought him up here. My husband moved up here 9 months before we got married, and I stayed in California and brought him up here like 2 months after he moved. It was
What part of Southern California are you from?
Orange County area near Disneyland.
Nice.
Yeah, very like scenic area, definitely. But yeah, I miss it, but it's like the economy. Oh my gosh. It's insane how expensive everything is there. We were gonna stay, but then the cheapest housing we could find was like $1,500 a month for a basement apartment.
Oh goodness.
And there was just no way. No way. What? You're not going out. Sorry. Keeps looking at me like, but he's been trying to jump off our balcony, so we just haven't been.
Oh.
He just wants to see everything. That's all he wants.
I wonder how he'll handle the baby.
What?
I wonder how he'll handle a baby.
I don't know, because we babysat a couple of times, and he's like, what is this thing? We're like, you're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
6.
That's so cool. That's my number.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know, though. This pregnancy, we'll see.
It's rough. I know. Yeah. But then you get tricked into doing it again, and
I know. Well, we want to have 4 and then adopt 2. So
Mm,
hopefully that's at least 2 less pregnancies.
that's true. That's true.
That is very true. I can't
Yeah.
bow down to you for the 6 times that you did that because I can't imagine doing.
Well, I did cheat because I have a set of twins.
Oh,
So,
okay. My husband has been.
yeah.
So you cheated a little bit.
A little bit. Yes. Hooray for Littlefoot. All right.
Okay. Thanks for waiting.
Nope,
Oh.
problem. Family comes first. That's why we're taking these courses.
That's the one nice thing about being a family studies major. You get a little bit more leeway to be a mom. Because that's, what are they going to say?
Right.
Your children and parents don't come first.
That's really funny.
Okay.
So are we on?
No important relationship considerations.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit, that second paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I keep thinking I have to go get my son from school soon, but he's home today, like on a sick day. So, oh yeah, I don't have to. It's kind of nice.
See.
I just want to add. I'm going to add something. See what you think.
Yeah. Perfect. That kind of ties everything in too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like some of these questions are a little bit hard because they give us very limited.
I know. And some of them
Limited
overlap. Some of them overlap where you think, wait, that same answer could go for both things.
And then we have to rephrase it in a different way.
Yes.
So that we do not copy ourselves.
Right.
That's paralyzing to me. I'm like, I don't know. Okay. So do we have enough there? I can add a little more there. Should we put my name on that one?
Yeah, if you don't mind putting your name on that one, that's awesome. Most of our things, we only have about 70 words, so we're short.
Okay.
Like, I think we should be aiming for 150 just so it's well-bodied.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll finish that one.
We need to be adding more. Who wants to take relevant risks and dangers?
I can take it if nobody else wants to.
I can take it too, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, we
My
skipped
mouth's
that.
too full.
Oh, there it is. Either way, I don't care.
Okay. Well, I'll put your name on it, and I'll try and add something to it.
Okay.
I'm feeling really ADHD right now, and my mind's just like, whoop, I'm just everywhere. So when I can just sit and focus better, I'll add I'll add a bit more to help you out.
Okay. So we're gonna do it all in this Google Doc, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
if you like, I can submit it when we're all happy with how it is.
Okay.
Okay.
We can just write at the bottom. We're cool with it.
Oh, that works.
So then we don't have to do 50 emails back and forth.
Sorry, I just got an email. Okay,
Document. We should, just really quick, we should write our names at the top.
Oh. That's a good
before we forget, and the right spelling and stuff.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Now you're an anonymous ibex again.
I'll deal with it. I don't understand because I even joined the conversation or whatever, and then
Yeah, it shows your picture.
nope.
Huh.
Kidding. I gotta be an animal.
Okay, so is Openshaw your maiden name?
Openshaw is my married name, but for whatever reason, even though I'm married and I gave them all the information, they haven't changed my name yet, and I need to get them to do that because I'm getting quite annoyed with it.
So you just put both to be safe.
Yeah, because I don't want them to be like, this person's not in my class.
Yeah.
What? No. Do you hear him?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Come here. I know. I know. I'm just the worst.
Okay.
Just the worst.
So with those last two left, let's see. I'll find some additional resources.
Okay.
Sorry, which one are we on? Coping strategies?
I just went
Oh,
down.
additional resources.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll think of one or two to add too. Recommended coping strategies. Oh.
I know. He wants to go out. I was telling bad names. I was telling Mimi when you were gone that he's been trying to jump off our balcony, so I won't let him out. So he's super sad about it.
You're on the second floor.
You're fine.
Okay, so I have a question. Do you guys think this is recommended coping strategies from the textbook?
I
Because
think
we've already kind of talked about that, haven't we? Principles or concepts from the course.
the ABCX model and yeah.
So coping strategies. I'm trying to understand what exactly they're looking for. Like, I guess we could use mindfulness.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
It's a coping strategy. I'm
What
trying to remember. Was it this class?
The mood log.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. I guess I feel like oh.
That's
the mood log.
I guess I just feel like we are rewriting the same answer to the same question again.
You know,
Yeah.
that's why I feel like the way they're asking the questions, they're things that overlap in the teach. Well,
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of an awkwardly is. What's the matter, baby? Oh, that's so sad. Want to say hi to my friends? Say hi to my friends. She got an altercation with her older brother.
oh, that happens. Yeah.
Hi.
You want to see a kitty?
Yes, we want to see a kitty.
Kitty?
Did you even have to ask?
Come here. Yeah. You want to say hi? Say hi.
Oh, see, what's his name?
Oh.
Mr. Bigglesworth. I did not pick that.
Say it again.
Mr.
What is his name?
Bigglesworth.
That's
We call him Big.
big. Okay.
Look at
So miserable.
He looks very soft.
He is very soft. See?
You need a nap.
No, I know.
Can you just snuggle on me?
I want a nap.
Say hi. Say hi. I'll let you down, I know. He's like, Mom, why? Why are you doing it?
Alrighty.
So for these, I mean, do you want to just relist what we said? Because I feel like there's really not another way to answer it.
That's kind of how I am feeling. And I'm trying to remember, is this the class where I was reading about, I've been sick,
Okay.
and I hurt myself right after I got done being sick, so I've been on pain meds. My brain is kind of muddled from what I've been reading all week, and
No.
I'm really sorry about that. But reading about coping methods, or was that a different class?
Let me check.
Well,
I'm wondering if it was in our readings for this week.
I haven't gotten to very much reading yet for this week, so it probably is. It was those workbook chapters.
Okay.
That's what we have.
We're
Yeah, and I don't know.
books are the stress reduction.
Yeah, okay. And so I'm like, okay, should I be reading there? But again, like I have bringing stuff that's so fuzzy. Like
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
Well, sure. Even if it didn't come from this class, that's okay. We can.
That's true. Well, I just want to reread it because I don't remember it well, and that's why I'm like, okay, where do I find this? Because I know I was reading about coping methods, and so like, where did I read that?
Yeah.
Well,
But I think it was. Okay, I have my name on that one. Learn to communicate better, definitely. And does it really talk about how they were coping beforehand?
not really.
They just kind of weren't. Like, they just, let's see, one of the statements says, they have not seen great examples of love and mutual problem solving from their own parents. They did.
In the cup. Mommy, please empty in the cup.
Was one thing that it says. They
I
were
go
live
for some
word, but not connecting. You know.
a little bit of my
Patterns continued. Really, they just survived. They just were.
They just kept going on, but they didn't really.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. I'm supposed to read and see where I found it.
I can't hear you now, Jenna.
Mm-mm.
Oh, just a second. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I put in headphones, sorry. I will try and find where I found coping methods.
I think it is from this week's reading because I started looking at the workbooks once you said that. And there's not only coping methods in there, but there's also things that we can use in some of the other responses. Like the very first one, it says, "What is mindfulness?" And like that alone is like, wow, they were not being mindful of one another. And just we can use a lot of the quotes and the inspiration from this week's reading specifically, probably to try and use with this case study.
Yeah, that's what I
Do
did.
you, okay. I will, I'll reread that with this case study in mind and just try and fill it out kind of that way.
Okay.
All right. And I think actually some of the stuff I was talking about earlier, like in terms of, explaining what anxiety is, if we were talking about, or being mindful of,
Yeah.
so learning about it and being mindful. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Okay, run and go potty.
How old is she?
Or we moved into a new place. Like we moved, so my husband can go back to school, and and to be close to my father-in-law, and we downsized a lot. And so now we're in this little townhouse that has one bathroom. And my kids are afraid to be upstairs by themselves. So every time they go, they have to let me know where they are. And I mean, this is a huge improvement because for the longest time, every time they went to the bathroom, I had to walk upstairs with them. And I still do a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that she can just be like, I'm going potty is huge. Because I don't have to be with her.
Yes. So what is he going back to
It's
school
like
for?
driving me nuts, this one bathroom thing. Like, social work.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of parallel topics and stuff that you're studying that he's studying.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And then when I'm done this, I want to go get, well, I don't know. Eventually I want to do a PhD, but I'll probably just start with a master's in psychology.
Oh, wow, great.
That's-
And so it's like so fun because we're like a lot, really the same area. And
Yeah,
it's kind of fun studying the same stuff.
yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, fun for me. He doesn't like school. I do. For me, I'm like, oh, that's so interesting. And he's like, I don't want to think about it anymore. Coping strategies. Recommendation to supporting involved parties. Suggest a counselor. Yeah, so much of this I feel like it's just that first question expounded.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. Do
Okay.
you find that sister, who do we have in this class?
Are you talking about
The
the
teacher's a hard worker in this class?
is a hard worker?
Yeah, and marker.
Oh, yes. I'm getting the worst marks in
Okay,
class
I'm
than
not
I am with.
it's only me. Like I usually do really, really well. And so like, I don't know what standard, and I feel like some of these assignments are ambiguous. And so now I'm feeling really nervous about everything I put in because I'm like, I don't know what she wants.
Yeah. I'm the same. Like this class, I know like I'm praying that I pass it, but I'm putting the most work into this class than I am in any of my classes.
How did you guys find the mind log, like the whatever assignment we had due last week?
Oh, yeah. Where we had to do one each day?
No, the mind map, sorry, or the concept
Oh,
map.
I had such a difficult time with that because I
You know
felt
what?
I started bawling. Like I didn't know what to do for it.
Me too. And I had people in my group, and they were like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Can you look at this and tell me if it's right, if I'm wrong?
Like I don't
And
know.
I think everyone was so confused, and I think everyone was nervous. And I'm like, okay, is this just me? Am I going crazy? Because I've never had this experience in school before where I feel like I am trying so hard and just not being good enough consistently.
Yeah. I called my husband
Okay, just wanted to know.
and I called him and I was like, I don't know what to do. I need you to like calm me down and help me through this because I don't. And he looked at it and he's like, where are the instructions? Like, what are you supposed to do? I'm like, exactly. I don't know. I just felt very like overwhelmed.
Yeah, my husband said the same thing. He was like, he's like, I don't see how you could do wrong because it doesn't say how to do it right. And I'm like, you would think so, but.
However, in my experience.
I'm wondering if I missed this assignment because I'm not even sure. I don't know. I'm not even sure what you guys are talking about.
You had to go on like
The
Prezi.
The Prezi
Oh, the
assignment.
Prezi thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that.
It's called a mind map
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was very ambiguous.
with
And
the Walt Disney map and the yeah.
yes.
I had a really hard time with that. So no, you are super not alone.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've been checking and she hasn't marked it yet. And I'm like, please just mark it because I have to do this 2 more times. And I need to have some, like, starting point.
I know I
I
got
don't
a
even
text
know.
last night saying, "Oh, your grade is," and it just had like a percentage mark, and I'm like, "But what? What do you mean?"
Well, I saw on one of the boards, somebody had the idea to Google our class. They just Googled family, what is this, 360?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mind map or whatever that was called, and they were able to access a whole bunch of Prezi,
Oh.
and so she was, sharing
That's
that.
so weird because I did and nothing came up. I should go back to that because I Googled it and nothing came up. So I should go back to that discussion board.
Yeah, I think it was just it wasn't in one of the groups. It was where you share. Because somebody had said, "Are there any examples? I just don't even know where to start. This is just so
Yeah.
ambiguous." And so somebody else responded to it and said, "I felt the same way, and I Googled it, and I found a whole bunch of examples. And once I saw those, then I felt like I had a way to get started." And
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I'm a little surprised because in all of my other classes, and I don't know if it's the new format or whatever, but in all of my other classes I've had up until this semester for projects, especially big ones or ambiguous, confusing ones, there were examples.
Uh-huh.
And this semester, in none of my classes, there have been any examples. And I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
and you don't see your teacher face to face. You can't ask the questions,
Yeah.
and you don't get a read on them and what they want. And I've been finding it so stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, on one hand, I know with me, when I see examples, it's hard to veer away from it, and think,
Oh, I don't
like just
Definitely.
take it as a jumping point. So in some ways, I don't like to see examples because I get stuck there. But yeah, this was definitely,
There comes a point sometimes that you need it.
yeah, too wide open is paralyzing.
Yeah, and the paper that we did earlier where they wanted like an artistic expression and
Yeah,
an analogy, I was like, this is hard. And I had written a paper like that before in another class that I didn't do as well on, and I got an A. And I got a C on this one. I've never gotten a C on a paper. And I was like, I don't know what I did wrong. I didn't even know where I was supposed to start. And it was so stressful. And I'm like, and this paper I thought was 10 times better. And I don't even know. And so I'm like, and finding this class like too ambiguous for the way my brain works, I think.
that's
Like, show me a rubric that's really specific. Do this and this and this, and then I can.
you can make
But
sure.
when it's like, try and fill in these things, I feel like it's a guessing game as to what your teacher likes to hear.
Yeah.
Especially when she says
And
use
it always
examples from
is
the
that
text.
game.
And it's like the text from this lesson, the text from the past 4 lessons. What exactly do you want? Because you don't want to be wrong.
Right.
But okay, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be super negative. I wanted to talk to her, and I was like, maybe I'm the only one. Maybe this is just me.
No, I
I
completely.
wanted to get other people's read on the situation. Like, is this just me? And I've had like a super stressful, outside of everything, few weeks, and I was like, maybe I'm just losing my mind, but
Nope.
maybe not. Okay, Pumpkin, flush the toilet, wash your hands. Having a 4-year-old is the funnest. Just not quite all of the time. Okay. Sorry to waste your time. Let's finish this up.
No, that was actually helpful for me too, because I was thinking the exact same thing.
I'm gonna write her an email, and I've just been sick and like out of it, but I wanted to be nice and constructive about it and not venting. So now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I'm gonna just, I think other people are feeling this way, and I'm really confused, and can you give me guidelines or some sort of extra credit I can do or something. I made you do something? I made you bonk your leg. Oh dear, I bet you can fix your play clay. Do you want to like cuddle under the blankie and lie down on the pillow?
And watch TV.
Well, that's downstairs.
No, I want to watch TV on that.
Well, that's not, TV's not hooked up to anything. That's just if I hook up the computer to it, and I'm on the computer. So if you want to watch TV, you can go downstairs to the boys.
No.
Okay.
No.
Or you, or
I'm looking better.
he'll be mad at you.
I don't want
You can lie down. You can go get some stories and bring them into my bed and look at stories while I finish this call.
There are the things on the floor.
Oh, I need to pick them up. I'm having a school meeting right now. I didn't know you'd be home this early.
You what?
I'm having a school meeting.
Oh, okay, bye.
Okay, recommended to support involved parties. Help them mediate, suggest a counselor. To supporting or involved parties. I would suggest that the mom needs some help. Like if this, do they mean like the bishop and ward? 'Cause I think that
It's
mom.
that and like family and friends, because we had another one in the last case study that was, and it said like family and friends on it.
Family and friends. Yeah,
But I
supporting
think
involved
definitely
parties.
with-
Mom is overwhelmed.
Yeah,
Um,
take the kids for date night
yeah.
because they need it.
Need babysitter.
Like a month.
That could. Do you guys think that should be supporting parties, or should that be additional resources? I think that's additional resources.
Well, are they talking about additional resources as in people, or are they talking about like therapists, books?
That's what I was thinking, like
Yeah.
websites or conference talks or books or those types of things.
Okay, that makes
I don't know. That was my interpretation of it. So, whatever works. I guess.
Again, it's like they overlap, you know.
Yeah, it could be interpreted differently depending on who's reading it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Very scripturesque.
Yes, that's right.
Recommendation to supporting involved parties.
I would say that she also needs friends.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
She needs to go to Relief Society.
Individual friends and couple friends.
Friend/Relief Society. I think the father needs some education on having a role as a father in the home.
And as a husband in general.
Yeah, not
Or
just for good men.
as a presiding priesthood leader, perhaps.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put that. Where'd mine go? Oh no.
And that would be. Thank you. Okay, and then I think that they need good home and visiting teachers. Like really spot on.
Can you turn on the tablet? Wait, so turn on the tablet.
Yeah, baby. Yes, we. You're welcome. Here, I'll take this one too.
Mommy,
Does everybody have like 2?
I have 2.
Mimi has 2. Okay, perfect. And I think that the kids, personally, I think houses that they can go to that have really spot on communication dynamics, you know, like just really good dynamics in the family that the kids can go and learn different patterns
Yeah.
while the family is
Yeah.
I mean, like, how do you find that? Like, that can be difficult. And how do you define that, too? Because no family's perfect.
I guess
but-
probably I would use home teachers as an example because I didn't grow up in the church, but from what I understand, when home teachers are more involved, like there can still be like a dominant male role in somebody's life without it being necessarily the father, but then they can translate that as seeing like, oh, like this is what we should have in our home.
I agree. But I think that, I mean, this father has the potential. He just doesn't know how.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that he doesn't want to, because there are some dads who just don't want to play that role and then won't. But this dad, it seems, really does want to. He just doesn't know how, and he and his wife aren't communicating well enough to figure that out.
Yeah. He seems like his heart is in the right place, but he thinks that the answer is working more to provide more.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, okay. Is there anything that anybody would like to add before we wrap this up? Because I don't know or anything you guys would like to say. But I feel like we're kind of at the spot where we could wrap this up.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Hey, how are you feeling, Nicole?
Yeah.
Or is that with me? You guys
No,
okay?
I'm just like, yeah, I think because we've covered so many things and then even covered the things that were ambiguous. So I think we're doing fine.
Okay, so let's say this. We will work on our sections, but please read all of the sections so that we can proofread or. But if a section's fully written, make your changes in bold, just so that whoever wrote the section can
Initials
you know,
maybe.
so that they know.
And I just noticed something that as you scroll or hover over the right-hand edge of the page, it has a way to add a comment.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that's like if we have something to say, like you were saying, put it in bold or something, or maybe utilize that thing on the edge. I'm not sure. So let me see.
Either way is fine. Like personally, if you guys want to change something and you just go in and change it, I'm cool with it. Just if you put it in bold, then I know that you've changed it. Because I might not. If I think, oh, I finished this and we're good, I might not
Yeah.
reread it or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so do you see?
So, but if you feel more comfortable leaving a comment personally, that's fine.
Okay.
And then should we have this done like by midnight tomorrow so that we have it and it's not waiting until Saturday morning or whatever?
Yeah, I don't want to leave it until midnight Saturday. So yeah,
Right.
let's try and do it by. I mean, I think we each have 2 paragraphs to write
Yeah.
that are already like kind of
That.
pieced together. I think midnight tomorrow is reasonable.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, do you guys know how I submit this broadcast?
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
Let me see. I think I still have the page open that says.
Here, I'm putting it onto our Google Doc, also the YouTube link.
Okay.
And then if you find it, let me know and I'll submit it. But just so you guys, if you need to review it or whatever, I'm pasting it onto our Google Doc.
Okay.
Okay, it just simply says send the link to your recorded discussion video on YouTube by simply copying and pasting the URL into the assignment that you submit in the Dropbox.
Okay, perfect. I've already done that. So it's onto our YouTube link, so you guys can see it, and then I'll just, when I put it into Word to put it into Dropbox, I'll just make sure it's there.
Wow, you're good.
I mean, because my other group, nobody else knows how to do these either. I literally do this twice a week. Plus, I had to do it all the time last semester. Like, you just do it enough that.
Yeah, it becomes a thing. And then
Teach us where. So how did you find the link?
just a second. I'm going to screen share with you guys so you can see what I'm seeing.
Oh, awesome. I don't know how to do that either. This is where the teach each other aspect comes into play on the BYU Idaho model, right?
Can you guys? Yeah,
That's
can you guys see my screen?
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I'm totally, wow.
Okay, so this is how to screen share. You guys can do it too. You push the screen button, and
Oh,
then
now
you
I
can
see it now.
decide, like if you're just showing someone an Excel sheet, click whatever's open, or you can do your entire screen. Oops, I'll cancel. But here, like if you set up a Google Hangout to invite people, you
Okay, wait
click
just a
that.
second, Jenna, because it's not showing the screen share anymore.
Oh, it's not? I must have closed out of it when I opened it. Sorry. Okay, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. So this little guy up here, if I wanted to share the link, I would just copy that link right there, the permanent link.
And where did you get it?
Do
Where?
you see this person? Invite people. It's a little guy with a
Don't
plus
have
sign.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't
why I
have
didn't
it.
think
No.
that.
If you create it, then you have it.
Oh, that's why.
And
Okay.
then down here, you see this gray bar, and this is the start stop broadcast.
Oh, okay, so that doesn't